everybody listens to Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
That's how I know.
So it's gonna be like that.
Right. Okay.
All right, but yeah, like fucking. I don't know one podcast other than JRE that everyone is pretty much aware of.
Oh yeah.
No.
Other than like maybe that Australian one with the two girls and they talk
Call
about
Her
murder
Daddy?
mysteries.
Oh.
I don't know about that.
It's like the #1 podcast in the world. It's called
Oh.
Morbid.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know.
It's
about
like
that.
even bigger than
Call Her
Joe's.
Daddy's pretty big.
bigger than Joe.
I don't believe
They say
that, man.
worldwide numbers. It's like
Australian
#1.
numbers.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Australia ain't the world,
Joe-
dog.
Joe-
But
is the
it's
only
very
one that
rare to me
everyone
that
know.
like a girl likes JRE.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did not listen.
Okay, here's
I
the
did
thing.
not
I don't listen to him.
to JRE until I started dating Derek.
Okay.
I didn't really know about it. I didn't really think he was all that cool. I was like, yeah, that's the dude from fucking Fear Factor.
It's the Fear
I didn't
Factor
know
guy.
anything
It's so weird. I always
about
forget
martial
that he
arts
does
or
that.
jiu-jitsu or
Yeah.
anything like that. So I really like had no interest
Yeah.
in him at all. But then I started listening and then I really like it. Now I feel like he's responsible for like 1/3 of the things that I know.
So
He does have so much.
So do you
information.
listen to just the ones that are guests that you like, or are you like literally an avid listener where you listen to
Okay, so I don't always listen to the MMA shows,
Oh, that's fine, dude.
but because I just like
I pick and choose
There's a
myself.
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot.
So sometimes
I
yeah.
tend to pick the comedy and the MMA, unless it's somebody that I'm like, dude, this is
That's
gonna
the
be
thing,
interesting.
too, is like there's so many, and he's like on it. You know what I'm saying? Like he puts
Yeah.
out so much where it's like, bro, that's like a lot.
It's dense. You
Yeah.
could probably just spend most of your time listening to Joe.
But you got to
if you
think
wanted to.
one of his strong factors, like one of his characteristics, is he has a good memory
Yes.
and he learns.
And
So
he's
he can
extremely
play
objective.
into that really well. Yeah.
He's really good at letting people just talk about what it is, regardless of like what his personal views are, without swaying something.
Yeah.
And like that's like a really
He's an
good
unbiased.
quality. It's
yeah.
a really good
He-
quality.
he
Even if he
is-
has an opinion, he's not like
He doesn't voice it.
Yeah.
Now
It's really-
he is
will
the
open-
devil's advocate.
it's
he
a great.
quite literally
it's like
is
a
the
great
devil's advocate.
example though, because like you can really listen to people and be like, oh, maybe you're not as crazy as I thought you were.
Yeah.
But there are some guests that are on there, dude. They just like Steven
'em go.
Tyler. They just they talk so fast, and there's just like so much going on. I'm like, I gotta change this one. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't be
Dude,
listening
no,
to
try
this one
listening
today.
to like an Alex Jones one.
Oh no! Oh, I
Bro,
only I
you're
get like
lost.
20.
You're
I get
5
20
minutes
minutes in,
in,
and I'm
yeah.
like, this is just too
See,
chaotic.
That shit is entertaining as fuck.
Too
to me.
chaotic
See, but
for
I
me.
Oh,
can't,
I love them,
I can't.
but I can't follow.
I can't. Yeah.
I'm just like, hold on, the frogs are fucking lizards and
Yeah.
it's making babies?
It's turning
Yeah.
frogs gay. What is going on
that
here?
abort
Yeah.
baby? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing. Okay, so I don't listen to podcasts, which is crazy because we do a podcast. But I watch
All
them.
I listen to is podcast.
But I watch them. So like I can't listen to, but I can watch like YouTube videos and
And
shit.
you like read the.
No, I don't do like closed captioning because I
Okay.
think that's like kind of insane.
So you just watch it.
Yeah, but I can
Dude,
like
once you
watch
turn
and
it on, you
follow.
never turn it back off.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do
The
that.
closed caption?
Yeah.
Bro,
I don't
can't
know.
do
Like,
it.
I'm not a reader. Like,
I can't do
like
it.
the only thing that I ever got into that I had to actively read while I was watching it was Narcos.
Oh yeah, because it is in Spanish.
Yeah.
No,
there's something
the
in,
newer
like, a
one
weird,
is in Spanish,
um,
but like the first season or so
accent.
is like half.
Like if there's something like a show that
Oh,
the
yeah.
characters
Real
have kind of like
thick.
an accent and I can't
Yeah.
like really understand what they're saying, I'll put
Yeah.
them on.
Word.
Yeah, I can't just like watching TV with the subtitles on.
Dude, Tony, my coach,
Dude, once you start,
Like,
you never stop.
he strictly
We'll
watches
never
anime
turn it
that
off.
way.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with where I'm at. I ain't gonna turn nothing on for sure.
Yeah, it's insane, dude.
But yeah, watching those, watching like a JRE with Alex Jones, like watching it is the funniest shit to me. It's the best.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
chaotic.
It is very chaotic for sure.
Yeah.
So maybe we should introduce.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we-
probably should.
this
do
And
is
that.
how do you correctly pronounce your first name?
Andrea.
Andrea.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know like 15 people with it spelled the same way and they pronounce it all differently.
Yeah.
Andrea,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrea.
What do you get the most?
Andrea.
Andrea.
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, people call
Correct.
a lot
Oh,
of people called me
okay.
Andy for a long time, and I'm kind of like
That's how I refer to you.
So,
like when
yeah,
I'm talking to
most
Paige, I'm like,
people-
yo, we're having Andy on.
most
Isn't that
people
dope?
know me as
Yeah.
Andy too, and so
Is that a
that's
bad
another
thing?
thing. No, it's not like a bad thing or a good thing. It's just like that's
thing.
how like most people know me as is Andy, and I didn't like that's just something that started organically like 10 or 15 years ago, and then I've just
Yeah.
been Andy this whole time. So most of the time when I introduce myself, I will say I'm Andy because it's just like what I'm used to hearing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what is it that you're a profession at?
Okay.
What would you call
On
it? Because
paper.
I've heard it called certain
paper.
things, but it sounds funny sounding. Yogi.
Okay.
Is that what you call it?
Oh man, I don't.
Or
Well, I guess
what are
okay.
you-
So yogi is somebody who does yoga.
Okay.
I'm a yoga teacher.
Okay.
And then a massage therapist. That's like what would be like on paper.
Oh, okay.
Like what my job would be on.
There's
paper.
not like an evolution past yogi. It's not like yogi-er
yogi
or yogist.
Yogist.
ProYo?
I kind of like
ProYo.
yogist. Ooh,
ProYo.
No,
Dude,
that's what all the yoga teachers' names are now.
ProYo.
ProYo.
ProYo's
You're a
good.
yogi if you go to
Yeah.
yoga
Yeah.
classes.
If you
like
teach?
all
Is
the
that your
time.
ProYo?
If you
That's my
teach, you're a
ProYo.
ProYo. That's so
That's so
funny.
dope, dude.
ProYo. I'm gonna get
My
t-shirt.
guy's coining names. over
Do
here.
it.
Let's
We'll
use
fucking
your
rock
teach
a
class.
ProYo t-shirt,
ProYo.
dude.
Andy
Yeah.
is my ProYo.
Yeah.
It sounds like a guru, but for yoga.
Oh yeah, try to stay away from that, but yeah,
Yeah.
try to stay away from any kind of.
Did you see that the documentary on Netflix about that?
Oh, whatever I have. I know like many different.
Which one is it?
I mean, it could
I
either
can't
be like the
remember
Bikram one.
The Bikram,
okay,
yeah.
That's like the most notorious
Yeah.
yoga
Which one?
story.
That one was terrible.
What is this?
Well, I'll let
Bikram.
you explain.
So like, there was a dude named Bikram who got hurt, and he healed his body through a series of yoga postures that he was taught to by his guru, like his teacher.
Okay.
And he decided to trademark those yoga poses and put them in like an exact thing and set up like this like a yoga program for people to do, and he called it Bikram, and it was hot. It was the original hot yoga.
Okay.
And so this guy like blew up, got super popular, super rich, super
Sex.
famous. He
Got-
wore okay, so
got
there's like
super
somewhere he would
jacked.
wear like these little like gold bikinis.
Fuck yeah.
And,
Dude, he got way too close. You know what I'm saying?
and he got way too close. But you know that guy's still teaching, right? Like,
Yeah,
He's
dude.
still teaching in
Is
Mexico.
he still
yeah.
a thing?
Dude, well, you know Bill
Exactly.
Cosby's still alive, right? And he's out of
No, but
prison.
he's still allowed
Wow.
it. People still take Bikram like yoga teacher trainings. Like, why would you take that if you knew?
Oh, I'm sure people still sip Bill Cosby's
I don't
drinks.
know
You know what
when-
I'm saying?
I don't know when that documentary came out, but I knew Bikram was like messed up like 12 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
dude.
I had like,
But that's what was coming out. The
Teachers tell
documentary
me.
is made clear after. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I had one of my first yoga teachers, Divya. She actually took Bikram's training, one of Bikram's
Wow.
trainings, like back in the day.
Like him, like from him.
From him, she's
And
like
they would do it in
OG, like,
massive classes.
oh yeah, like
You need
50,
to watch
60
this
people.
documentary, dude. It's
Yeah. I'm
I'm
interesting.
into
bro.
any.
But she took
documentary.
his original,
It's cultish.
like one of the original yoga
Yeah.
teacher trainings, and she would be like telling me all about it because like when you first start yoga, hopefully your teachers and stuff, yeah, and martial arts too, right? Like your teachers would be like, yeah, like just so you know, like nobody's like your cure all when on, because like there's like a real problem with like people like being like gurus or
Yeah.
you know, it like happens in martial arts and in yoga
Yeah.
and in all kinds of other situations. But you would hope. But anyway, I had these ladies be like, yeah, look, dude, you should always like question anything you're learning, and you should, like
Not in a
learn
deceptive
it.
way. Just be
to
like,
do-
hey, what's
to
going on?
learn?
learn
Yeah.
it, but like don't take anybody's like 100% word for it, and like find your own thing. And like, so luckily, like I fell into like a studio culture that was like really like non-guru-y.
Yeah.
I've definitely been in some places and like heard of some places and have some funny like crazy stories from friends of like being in situations like that, but I haven't really experienced it.
What
but-
is it? What
I was
exactly?
gonna, that
is
was
a
going to be my second
guru?
question. Huh?
What exactly is like the guru vibe that you're talking about?
I think
Well,
it's
it's
like
like
a
cults.
cult leader,
Oh, okay.
basically. Yeah.
Any documentary
Okay.
you've seen,
Cult
it's like
leader.
that. It's like they start off promising something.
Yeah.
Typically, it's like
and maybe they
personal
have something
growth.
wonderful that they actually are teaching,
Yeah.
but once they get like a following, they might take advantage of
Or
that.
once they get a grip on
But
you.
this is specifically with yoga, or is this just guru? Like you just mean
think it
guru,
can happen
period?
with
Did
anything.
you just show up right now?
Yeah. No.
What are you?
I
What the
think
fuck
it
are
can-
you talking
I'm just
about?
trying to figure out what's going on, man.
Do you
no.
not? Have you never seen a cult ever?
No, I
Yeah,
feel
but
like it
would
could
you call
happen-
him a guru though?
Gurus?
Or you don't have to call them guru.
No, no.
You could call them like master,
Gurus
professor,
typically are
teacher,
about self-improvement.
Yeah.
But
it's just like someone who puts themselves in a position where they're like preying on like other people who are trying to
Yes.
like
Okay,
grow.
okay.
And like coaches do it too. I mean, like
Right.
all kinds of people do
Right,
it.
right.
But like,
like how Drake is
It's-
doing with Billy or Millie, Bob
What?
Thornton, whatever
What
her
are you
name is.
talking about?
oh, the
Yeah,
11.
you know, it's called grooming.
Oh,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
well, that's different.
What?
That's a different thing.
Yeah, but
Don't
he's
even know what
probably
you're
acting
talking
like,
about.
yo, follow my steps, dog.
And it's like, I mean, maybe I don't know. Like, oh,
Dude,
like that's a little-
Hilton couldn't be loster.
Dude, I'm
sorry.
confused.
You're the lostest right now.
Talking about gurus and now Drake's in here somehow.
Dude, he's dropping Certified Lover Boy tomorrow, which now will be like
Supposedly.
2 Fridays ago. But yeah.
anything
Certified Lover Boy, but about to be a hit, dude.
Do you listen to Drake? Are you a Drake fan?
No, not.
No? Are you a Kanye West fan?
No, not really.
Okay.
Well, let me say this before we move on. Did you hear the intro he's gonna play?
Yes, dude. You sent it to me.
Do you guys y'all like it? That's a good.
I mean,
Dude, if you're into drama and hip hop, bro,
drama.
this is about to
good?
blow shit the fuck
Are they like
up.
battling? Or
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For like the last 10 years, bro.
I think
Kanye
so.
just dropped Donda like
See, that's
Sunday.
I could not be further removed from like.
I wish
Honestly,
Justin
it's
was here
okay,
right now,
though.
dude.
I have no
It's okay
idea
though.
about
Like
this
there's
shit.
so much. Well, he's more into it than I am because like I don't follow the drama as much. I feel like I'm into like the like I'm into like I don't know. I enjoy like West Coast shit, but he really loves
Which is
fucking-
wild because they fucking kill.
Yeah, but they don't.
My people are just talking.
But they don't like. Yeah, I mean that's
My people
true.
are like the Real Housewives.
But
You know
see,
what I'm saying?
I
They're
like
never
the
gonna
real,
do
I
anything.
like the real like fucking. They're doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
which is
But
wild
this
you're not into the drama.
because they're not actually doing it.
Oh, they're murdering, dude.
Yeah, murdering big
Real
beats, dude.
murderers.
I'm talking about like killers.
You thinking they ain't got a
You
body
think
count?
I
you're
don't
telling
know
me
nothing
you're
about
telling me
that.
Drake has killed someone?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
My people are the Real Housewives.
Yeah,
And
that's
yours
why
are
I
the real
don't-
killers. And
Yeah,
how are you not
exactly,
into
bro.
the drama?
You're watching Housewives, my guy. I'm
Oh.
good. I'll pass.
It's
It could
called
be kind of
ratings.
entertaining, maybe.
I mean, yeah,
I don't know.
But-
about none of that kind of stuff.
yeah. He's really into. He follows it a lot more than I do.
I'm into the I can't believe this is happening thing.
I can feel. I can.
So that's why I love 90 Day Fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Because I cannot believe these people are this fucking
I just
dumb.
watched Too Hot to Handle. Which
See,
was kind of hilarious.
I was-
it was so dumb.
Dude.
It's probably the dumbest thing I've ever watched. Honestly, for real, it's like probably the dumbest.
it is. It's look, I'm into
if
dumb
I spent
stuff.
like 5 hours or 6 hours of my life watching that show, like like in bits and pieces, like it's probably the dumbest thing.
What
But it was
is
very
it?
entertaining.
What is
It's
it?
like a dumb TV
no,
show where like you
let's
put a bunch
not.
of hot people together and they can't like bang.
Oh, and they can't fuck.
They
No.
get fined for touching
They can't even
or
kiss or
kissing.
anything.
There's a pot that
They
the
put them
whole
on dates
team
and shit
gets
too.
to go.
They're
okay.
like it's very dumb.
Okay,
I
cool.
like Derek would come home and I'd be like,
You change it
I'm
before you're
watching.
like.
I was like
Okay.
hide from him.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I watch Cody Ko, which is like a huge YouTuber, and he made the perfect point about that TV show. And that TV show takes away the one thing you want about young, hot, dumb people. You want them to fuck.
Yeah.
And now you're fining them for fucking? You took what was the ratings away from the show.
Yeah.
I watched it. I've never really watched like any kind of those TV shows. So
That's
Jersey
pro-
Shore.
that's
no
probably-
Jersey Shore.
I mean, maybe that was like more of like a 10 years
Yeah,
ago. I would watch Jersey Shore
That
for
was a
sure.
banger. Did you watch Jersey Shore?
I did, but
I loved Jersey.
but
Shore.
now
I mean, it was
loved-
pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it was the.
I can't watch it now.
Constant. It was
The new
constant
episodes or
yelling.
the new seasons, it's
yeah.
like they're old ass people now,
Yeah.
That's
and they're
like-
like, "Yo, you know,
they're
F is for
They're
family."
like 40 and they have like kids and
They're
shit.
like all
Yeah.
trying to be Vin
They're like,
Diesel.
"Hold
It's
on,
like,
hold on, Tommy,
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
record."
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
They're-
it's weird shit. But Certified Lover Boy is dropping in the morning, and his intro to the first song, or at least at this point of this recording, is Kanye West basically blowing him up. Is like Kanye West is like, yeah, nobody can go bar to bar with Drake. Yo, he's like the hottest rapper alive, and he basically lives down the street from me, and he's fucking all my girlfriend's friends, and like he's basically blowing him up, like saying he's like this. But that's not how Kanye actually feels. But what he did at the point in time that he recorded what he said.
Yeah.
So Drake has taken that recording and made it his intro,
Yeah.
and then he starts rapping right after he gets done
So
talking.
they were friends at one point and now they're not.
Yeah, it'd be like if I hated Hilton, and then Hilton used audio of me being like, "Yo, Hilton's fucking
They were
awesome, dude,"
Yeah.
frenemies.
on his recording,
Rap
and then he's
Rap
like, "Yo,
frenemies.
Cody's dumb as fuck," and I'm like, "Oh, huh?" And what's even better about the Drake thing is like Kanye's already went.
Yeah.
He
So-
dropped an album Sunday. Drake is dropping Friday.
So he was supposed
Drake
to.
gets the last word until the next album drops, and then Drake will probably drop after, and he'll always get the last word.
fucking Kanye was supposed to. That album was supposed to come out. I'm pretty sure the same day. That
This is
Drake
why she
album
can't
was
be in the
supposed-
room, by the
supposed
way.
to come out.
This is why. Look behind you. She's trying to get in.
fine. I mean, she's we'll
She gonna yank that thing down.
Do you think
real
she
hard.
will?
Dude, she figures out ways to do
She's
weird
gonna figure it
things.
out. It'll be fun.
But yeah,
Yeah.
So Kanye heard Drake was dropping soon, and what he was gonna do was postpone it until the day Drake dropped, and drop it like 8 hours later.
Yeah.
Which he dropped it Sunday at 8:00, which is like a really weird time because normally they drop it at the beginning of the day, so they can get one whole day's views.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was thinking, but
It also
Drake
I guess
about to
at that
blow
point, if you
that
have
shit
enough
up.
fans, like it doesn't really matter when you do it, right? Like,
it's so fun, dude.
It really doesn't,
so
but
funny.
like in the industry, it's like based off of where like so your recording for the first week starts Monday and ends starts Sunday night and ends Sunday night. So you have an exact week. So he started 8 hours into the first day. You're also based off of the first day's numbers. Like how did he stream on the first day? Yo, he did like 93 million. Well, if he would have started at midnight, he could have did like 123 million. He missed 8 hours of streaming time because you're dropping at midnight where you live. That's not midnight on the whole world.
Yeah.
That's just midnight where you live. People be up.
This is Cody explaining time zones.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, you got to understand, dude. If I'm dropping, I'm fucking dropping at midnight. But that time expires where you live.
But then also,
so you only
but
get
then
16
also,
hours.
If he dropped it at 8:00 on a Sunday, isn't that morning time in other places too?
Yeah, but you expire, like I said, because you weren't listening.
No,
that's
I don't.
fine.
When you go off
And
on
that's
tangents
okay.
like this, bro, I just cut out.
And when
honestly.
I talk, you got to listen.
I just cut out. Man.
That's fine. You'll hear
Let
it
me
back
know.
when we play this back.
okay, blank
I'll
out
watch
there,
it.
too.
That's fine.
I'll watch it.
He
Well, you'll
doesn't
watch this.
listen.
I ain't gonna listen.
And
I'll
we'll need to
watch.
have like a rewind on this. But you start at 8:00. It ends at midnight on your time. So you start 8:00 your time, ends midnight your time. No matter where you're in the world, you only
Yeah.
get that 16 hours, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
You shot yourself in the foot. You're a fucking idiot.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Also, if you're going against Drake, it doesn't matter if you would have started at midnight. He Drake.
Yeah, I mean, either way, Drake's
That's kind
album's
of how
gonna
I
be
feel
way
about
better.
either of them. I mean, not that I really know anything.
Yeah, we're
about
filling
I
in on
literally
all
have
kinds of-
absolutely.
I mean, who do you think is
I have like a
bigger?
small idea of
Since-
who against who.
Yeah, who do you think is bigger? Just like based off of you not knowing much.
I would
And-
probably Drake, right?
You're right.
Because I mean,
Right.
like, I don't like
Right.
know anything about Drake, but if you're anywhere in a public place, like you know
Yeah.
songs.
Like, who is popping in the summer no matter what the hit is? It's not Kanye.
No,
It's the
definitely
Drake.
Kanye. I wouldn't say it's Drake either, but it's fine.
I don't.
I mean,
really
of the
know.
two,
I don't know about
I'm
any
saying of the
shit.
two. Of the two, it's a Drake.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm not listening to Donda when it's 90 degrees outside. You know what I'm
Yeah, Donda.
Donda.
Donda. Dude, did you hear the first track?
No,
Of
she
course you
didn't.
didn't.
No.
she
Let
didn't.
me tell
What
you.
kind of music do you listen
Yeah.
to? Actually,
Do you
Let's
just
get
listen
into
to
that.
mantras and?
If you were to go, that's
What
not
kind
what
of
I just
shit?
listened to, but if you were to go through like my playlist, like my most frequently played songs would be shit like that because like that's what I'm always playing in yoga classes.
Right.
You know, I like some jam bands, you know, like some Humphreys McGee and some Grateful
Like
Dead.
Fish and like 311 or
I
not
mean, I
311.
don't really like. I mean, yeah, Fish is good. They're fun, but like, yeah, you know, Widespread Panic. You know.
Oh yeah. I had a
Yeah.
homie
I've
that
heard
was a
these names.
Huge Widespread Panic.
Yeah,
fan.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like some. I would probably like most of what I.
What
would
is that like?
You know,
If
I
you could,
actually
if
have
you
a
could
little bit
chew
of
it
a
up,
country
hey.
streak too, so I like
See,
some Chris Stapleton
that.
and some
Bangers.
If you could chew it up and,
Bangers.
I
and
get
feed
into
it to
that.
me,
Little
what is
Tyler
that like?
Childers, like yeah, I like
now
that.
you're speaking my language.
Yeah,
Coulter
that's-
Wall.
Yeah, I like
Zach
Coulter
Bryan.
Wall. Yeah, I feel like Miranda
All
Lambert is
bangers.
like if I were gonna have a spirit animal, like it would be Miranda
I
Lambert.
respect it. I
Yeah.
respect it. Yeah,
So
I've
I
been
have a little
going
bit
on.
of a country.
I've been going on
little
a
bit of
country kick
streak.
recently. I've been getting so into like
It's the life.
it like authentic country though, you know, like not like frat boy country. Like
Oh yeah,
the country they play on the radio now is not really
I don't really ever listen to the radio at all because like I just
yeah.
I just listen to Spotify.
Just always plug shit in. But
Yeah.
no, the thing with the whole like jam band thing, I can respect it. But we had this guy that I worked with, and that's all he listened to.
Oh, for sure.
And so
It's easy
and,
to-
and when you're into these bands, that's all it is for you.
Can you give me
But-
a better idea what this is?
Well, okay, so it's like
I know Coulter Wall, but that's not a jam
No,
oh,
band.
this
no,
is
no.
that's
No,
country.
no.
Like a jam band. Like
I know Coulter Wall.
Like the Grateful
Yeah,
Dead?
yeah. Jam bands like
Or like
Not super versed in Grateful
so it's
Dead.
a bunch of people who
I'm
play.
aware of who they
It's
are.
a
It's like
band,
Grateful
but they would
Dead.
play the same songs basically, but they would play like different variations of the same songs
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So like you might get like
So
a 5
Journey?
minute, like a 5 minute like version of the song, or you might get like a 45-minute version of the song where they like do all kinds of crazy shit.
You said 45 minutes?
yeah. When I tell you they
Yeah,
play
bro.
One song?
vacuum solos, when they play vacuum solos, they've played
I
vacuum
mean
solos.
that's like the yeah, but there's some good shit. But and
know.
everyone's playing
So an album
together
might just
and
be a
shit, so
song?
they're
Yeah.
like playing off of each other.
Yeah.
It's more of a
basically-
concert experience and less of like an album experience. Like an album would definitely be like
too
probably
much.
the same, like normal song format, but it's more of like a concert thing.
It's more of a
Name
musician.
There's a lot of
more
music festivals.
famous band that I may know that does this.
I mean, Fish is huge.
don't know. I mean,
Widespread
I'm aware of.
Panic is huge.
I mean, I
It's-
don't know if you're
You're
not
not gonna
into
know.
it, you're not like into it,
The thing is
Like,
like
you're not
she's saying,
gonna-
it's a musician thing.
It's like the rapper thing, I don't
It's
know
like watching guitarists
about that.
play off
Well, when
each
you
other
see anybody
and-
live, it's gonna be different.
Right, but this is a different experience because it's like it's just like a free flowing. There's basically no format, right?
So they're
There's
not
no-
playing the same songs the same way every time.
Yeah.
And sometimes they might take a song and they might play it and they might get like weird with it and they might take a whole nother song and put that song in the song
Yeah.
and have like a song
Within a song.
like Inception kind of deal.
There's a lot going on.
It's definitely a concert thing if you like live music and shit like that. You have to it's like its
Maybe
own thing.
live.
Yeah.
I
Do
don't
you guys
like
ever go to any
baseball.
like music festivals?
Huh?
Have you ever like done music festivals?
I've
Yeah,
not
yeah,
done
yeah.
one, but I've been to a
Yeah,
lot
Like
of
you've
them.
been yeah.
Yeah.
I was like it's kind of well like you like Warped Tour.
Yeah, a
Okay,
lot.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that like rock bands do the same thing,
Yeah.
like where they'll play
Yeah.
like different
Yeah, no, definitely.
and
But
they'll like switch it up.
Yeah.
this sounds
You're
different.
not you don't until you hear it, you're not gonna really understand it. It's like I mean
You
it's
think
like
when I
a-
hear it, I'm gonna understand it?
No, I don't think you're gonna understand it, period. But it's
The music
No,
you
you might
listen
like
to,
it.
I hear, don't
I
understand.
don't think you're gonna like it. But it's fine.
It's okay.
I mean you can listen
Name,
to
a,
it for
but
sure.
again, name a bigger band, maybe a more. What is popping right? What's the
Fish
biggest
is on tour right
Billy
now.
jam
String.
band right now? Jesus,
Billy Strings he's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
fucking popular right now.
Billy
Yeah.
Strings.
I
So
guess-
that's like he's like
Billy Strings.
What is the most popular song right now?
I don't know. Off the
something.
top of my head, I literally could not tell you what's the most popular.
I
jam
could tell
band song.
you where they're at
It's
in their
not-
tour. You know, like actually I couldn't. I
Bro,
couldn't
they're
tell
still
you
on
that.
song 1 on the tour.
Yeah. It's a long
Okay.
time. It's a long time.
Yeah.
But okay, anyway, before we got off on this tangent, what I was saying is this is all he would play. And it would be like that where he was like, "Oh, this one was recorded 7 years ago at this place, the second show." And it's like, "Bro, what?
Yeah.
Why do I need to hear?" And it's the same songs. It's the same like 11 songs, but they're just different. They're like you're talking about one's
Who are
4
you
minute
talk-
song.
What are you talking about right now?
Just all jam bands.
Jam bands.
But who? Because you're talking about
Talking
somebody.
about a guy that worked in the kitchen with us.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this is so he would get there.
Oh, he like
before
nerded out
everybody,
on it pretty
before
hard.
he-
He's probably my friend. What's that guy's name? You don't have to tell me.
Do you know a really tall guy named Trenton?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trenton Cunningham.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
my homie.
Yeah, he worked
yeah.
at
I was
Global
like,
with me
Trent's my
forever.
friend. Trent's my friend.
There's
dude.
only, like-
seriously, that's
I was
his
like,
shit.
I was like, let me
No,
know, like,
dude.
who's the
Him and
fucking other
Miranda used to work with
Miranda's
us,
my
too.
homie too. I'm
Dude,
like,
this
who's the
sounds
fucking-
like they're.
No, don't get me wrong.
Let me know where the hippies
love,
are. I know them.
I love them to death. They're great people. I love it. But let me tell you, after 6 hours of listening to the same song, I'm like,
You get tired
bro,
of
you
it.
gotta change it.
This
Yeah.
sounds like.
This is too
I feel
much.
that.
This sounds like there's
That's
only
fair.
like 7 fans and y'all
No,
all
no.
know each
No,
other.
they go deep. Do you know Michael Garcia?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
They
friends
used to work with us.
Those are all my homies.
They're-
So
I'm
there's
pretty sure
4
they're
of
on
them.
tour with Fish
Name
right
the other 3 fans.
No, dude. We have a group. We have like a Facebook group.
Pensacola
There's like
Panic and shit.
there's like 40 or 50 people that are all into the same like music and shit, and we all like.
What's it called
COVID's
when
kind
you
of fucked
go?
it up, but we used to just like see each other at concerts like
Yeah.
every
'Cause
weekend.
you would
know?
go to every concert.
What is
right?
that
Like,
big
that's
concert
thing
in the
is, like,
woods?
Follow them. Sewanee?
Swanee? That's a music festival. I guess
Maybe it is.
depends
Is it
on-
where you camp out for a few days there?
Yeah, have you done that?
No.
Oh, so
You
it's
think
so
I
fun.
done that?
You would have so much.
I
fun.
don't even
It's such a
understand
great
what it
time.
is.
Okay, this is what you do. You bring.
You
all your
hold on,
shit-
hold on. Also, pause for a sec. You
She's
said I
gonna
would
explain to
enjoy
you how to
it.
camp.
I think you would have fun.
Camping
You don't like to
is
camp?
for idiots.
Oh, honey.
And I mean this.
So
in,
like not
no,
a big outdoorsman.
No, I'm in the outdoors. But if you're gonna sleep in the woods
They-
where fucking serial killers live,
Okay, look, they have cabins you can rent. Okay,
Doesn't
Would you
matter.
Rent a cabin and go.
have
to
you ever heard of a
Sewanee?
mass murderer?
Would you go? I mean, like you could bring an RV. You know, bring
Dude.
a little security. I think you'd
Serial
be fine.
killers
I don't know if anybody's ever been murdered at Sewanee.
Yeah,
at Swanee. You know why?
It's a bunch of hippies,
That's right.
but
Be-
it's some fun.
No, I'm saying there's been tons of murders. You don't hear about them because they're hippies.
That's fucked. Did you know Zach Noir? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
Zach was a
homie.
good friend
You
of
can
mine.
say any name,
for
she's gonna
when I
know
was,
them.
like, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I used to hang out a
Yeah,
lot.
he was working.
hadn't seen him
He
in
was
recent
working
years.
with us. Back in the day, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like he was the one who.
Good guy.
When I first started working at Global, like 6 years ago, or whatever, they had just hired him as a busser, and he like took me under his wing to like teach me how to bus because I never worked in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So he was like, he always, me and him were like fucking super tight. That
He's
was
a
my
good dude, man.
Yeah.
I used to hang out more with him, all those when I was a little bit younger. But we still like do shows with the other people.
That's awesome, dude.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Michael's in a new. He just started a new. Yeah, he just started a new crew, which is super
the new
sweet.
Cahoots.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. They're bluegrassy. They do a lot of bluegrass.
I haven't been able to catch any of their because they're doing like live stuff too, right?
Yeah, I went and saw him out at Paradise. It was the only time that I'd seen them play, and it was awesome. It was a great time.
That's awesome.
Good time.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'll
Cody.
send you some jam band stuff, dude. Because I want you to. I want to see.
You know what? You
reaction.
don't even have to like it, dude. Because everybody doesn't have to like the same shit.
That's exactly.
You
That's
don't have
fine,
to like
bro.
it. I'm probably never gonna know what's going on between Kanye and Drake for real. Yeah. And
that's
you
fine.
might
And I
not
wasn't
go
even
to
saying
20
that for you to know. I
you
was
know
saying that because I wanted the world to know. All
You're excited
18 of
about
the
it.
people that listen to this,
They gotta know.
I
what's
wanted
going
y'all to
on.
know that Certified Lover Boy's been out for a week now.
If you ain't streaming, what you
At the
doing?
time of this recording.
I love how we're like trying to help Drake like he needs our help.
Or you don't. You don't need us.
Yeah, we know.
We need you. Come on to the
At
podcast.
Drake. Hashtag views.
Somebody get this to him. Come on the podcast, bro. You be our biggest
Dude,
guest.
we've
of
got
all
so
time.
many-
You have like security out front.
Dude, I give
what the
up.
fuck is going on out here?
Drake would never step foot in this house, bro. Never, not even once. He'd be like, "What the floors look like?" Nah.
I'll
Right.
send
Actually,
somebody
if
by
I
to
just
check
showed him
it
the
out.
floor, yeah,
Hey, Mike. These floors
just
are
the
pretty
floors,
dope.
just the floors.
He's like, hold on, let me see
Wait,
a wall.
has
And I'm like,
has Drake been on Joe Rogan? Probably not.
no.
Yeah, if he's not gonna fuck with Joe, then
Well, Joe
Very true.
doesn't
Joe's
chase
gonna be
people.
about as knowledgeable on the subject as I am.
well,
He's
for
gonna be
the
like, "Wait,
record-
what are you talking about? Like what?
Well, for the record, Kanye's been on Joe.
Oof. Oh, I do remember.
Oh
that.
yeah,
He
actually,
was,
I believe
yeah.
I listened to that. I don't remember. what they
But
talked
Joe
about.
doesn't care about music. He cares about the process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he's really.
He's
big
not
into, like, the
asking him
mental-
about like, oh, dude, you make great music. He asked like, how do you make the music
what
you
It's
make?
the
I've been
mental
doing.
side of it for him.
Yeah.
I think. I feel like one of the coolest things is him finding out how people's minds work. You know what I'm saying? Like getting to watch him break down, like you're talking about, like the process of how people make things or how they come up with jokes or whatever the fuck it is. He loves breaking people down, and it's interesting to watch him break people down.
Well, I will say this before we spend the entire podcast talking about Drake and Kanye because
And
I don't want
J-Bands.
to waste the time when we want to know about you. So let's get off Drake.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I wanted to get on the topic of, so you are, what did you say it was?
I'm a yoga teacher.
A yo pro.
Yoga teacher.
A yo pro. I'm a
Pro-yo,
yo
pro-yo,
pro.
Yo
Pro.
pro.
Pro-yo. Yeah.
Pro-yo.
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 I'm a pro-yo.
Pro-yo
already
sounds more
fucking-
I
professional
teach
than yo
yoga
pro.
and I do massage, but it's more like it's not like some shit like at Massage Envy. It's like if you fuck your shoulder up and you can't I do stuff like that. You know, like I work.
If you don't change your Instagram thing, like as like what you say you do,
Pro-yo.
no, not at ProYo, but that would be also cool.
I did just
But if
do
you
a
can
new
change
Instagram.
it to like ProYo at these studios or whatever it is,
Yeah.
come on,
maybe
you could be the first ProYo of all time.
I could. I just
It's official.
started
Wow.
a new company. So
If you
maybe
don't, we
I'll
will.
advertise myself
Yes.
as a pro.
Go ahead,
Do it.
shout yourself out for
That's
real.
Do it.
Say everything you need to say about it.
About my Instagram.
Well,
Or
your
my
new
my new
company?
company, Wild
Yes.
Hare Wellness LLC.
Yes.
Yeah, basically just teaching some classes and doing some one-on-one like appointments with people like that include a little bit of life coaching and like private yoga and like breathing and teaching workshops. So that's pretty much.
Will you
that's
have
what I
anything
do.
that?
You've been to one of my workshops?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask you about this because I don't know shit about yoga or
Jam bands. For sure.
jam bands at all. But the very first one I ever did, me and Paige and her sister Kayla went to this one. I don't even know what the class was called. I mean, it was definitely a yoga class, but at the end of
Was it my class?
no,
Okay.
that was my second one ever.
Okay.
I think Paige and Kayla have been to multiples.
Okay.
But the first one we ever went to, the lady ended the class and like our eyes were closed and we're in a position. I think it was like,
You're in Shavasana, just laying on your back, basically.
Well, we were face down. I think we're like this,
Oh, weird.
but where our knees are like.
She's like,
this.
she's for sure talking shit
Where we're
about
just
the
like-
teacher in her head.
You're like, but she's doing the thing with the stone, and it's like,
Yeah, with the crystal bowls.
dude.
Those are awesome.
I've never done weed. I've never done any sort of mind trick stuff, and that towards the end of it, because I mean, she maybe did it 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Towards the very end of it, you seriously lose your body. You're not in your body.
That's the.
You can't feel your body. Like if you really sell out
You're
to
like
it,
disconnected.
you cannot feel your body. You don't feel temperature. You're like you just feel your mind there.
Yeah.
I was almost what I felt like, because I felt like it took me forever to get there. Like, so I felt like I was doing this, and then like as soon as she stopped doing it, I felt like my mind was going like this, and then as soon as she did it, it was done. I was like, fuck, because I was wondering like if she would have did it for like an hour.
It's like having
where
a
would I have
dream.
gone?
It's like having a
you know,
dream.
you can go to sound bath sessions where somebody will play those bowls for you for like an hour, and you can just.
Find.
I think I'd be
Go down that
fucked.
rabbit
I come back
hole.
and I'm like,
I have a friend, Molly. She does her name is Molly. Her company is Slow Radical. She does like the crystal bowls, and we did a workshop together a couple months ago.
could this have maybe been the lady?
Were you there?
This was at
Oh no, because she's not a
Breathe.
yoga teacher. She's a no, but at Breathe we had that big. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
It was at the place that was off
There was
the
the
water.
big quartz crystal bowl, and we used to play it at the end of almost every class. That one's not at the new studio. I miss it. I
Yeah,
miss that
dude.
crystal bowl.
I thought that's what y'all were gonna end with. Dude, I was so stoked to go to the. Not that it wasn't
What
good.
did I end with? Did I end with a little crystal bowl? They don't bring the big crystal bowl to Breathe, and that's not my crystal bowl. And if you
I
know
don't
anything
even
about
know
crystal
what it
bowls,
was,
those
to be
things
honest.
cost like thousands of dollars, so they're like an investment. Like you have to like. So maybe
Dude, fucking worth it if you find somebody that knows
Dude,
how to work them.
the crystal bowl. Oh, it's easy. You could anyone.
Oh, don't
can-
give out the secrets.
I'm just saying it's not that hard.
They gotta
Hush,
take your
hush.
ProYo class,
Yeah, I'll teach a ProYo
crystal class.
for crystal bowl class. The crystal bowl people, like the people that sell the crystal bowls. I mean, I'm sure there's multiple companies, but like a certain company is going to be in town in November, and I'm like real excited because I'm gonna just get my new crystal bowl for my new yoga studio.
Get sponsored, dog. ProYo
Yeah,
sponsor.
dude. Trying to get that sponsorship out here.
I don't
Shout
think
out
they
to
do
whoever.
Do they
that
do
is.
that?
I don't
They
think
got to,
I don't
dude.
think they do.
Be the first. Be the first
I'll
ProYo.
ask.
Be the first sponsor ProYo. Go
I know
ham
there's
on
definitely
it.
sponsored ProYos out there, but yeah, they're coming into town. I'm real excited. I'm gonna get a big old new crystal ball. I want one like the one at the downtown Breathe, the big.
I didn't even see
The
it.
wool. I want one of those.
Like I didn't even know.
Is
Like
there-
it was dark. Like she didn't have, but like half the
you
lights
weren't
on.
in my class. You were in somebody else's class. Maybe
What?
I used to do that at the end of my class. That's why I'm asking.
I don't think it was you because I was
It
aware
could-
of who you were at the time.
Okay, then
And I got
there was
her-
other teachers there too, but I was just like, man, that's so weird.
This
'Cause, like,
lady
I used to do
wasn't
that
even.
too.
This lady wasn't even supposed to teach that night.
Oh, she was subbing.
Yeah, like super short notice. Like we got the class and we got there and she was like, "Hey, I'm in here for this lady. She's not
Maybe it
here
was
today."
my class, and you were just supposed to be there. And then
Yeah,
I was
maybe it
there and
was.
I missed out.
Because I got her a gift card for like Christmas or something, or I paid for the class for Christmas. She couldn't do on the time, or maybe that one we went to. I think the one we couldn't do on time was your original class, and then we got later to a class. I don't know,
I know,
fucking
yeah, whatever.
But it wasn't the lady that was supposed to be there, and she had brown hair.
Okay, so
You don't
well,
have,
I mean-
your hair isn't what I consider brown.
Nope. No,
It's
not.
dirty blonde, right?
Yeah, blonde.
Yeah, I'm good with color on hair.
You got that thing figured
Not
out
brown.
for sure.
Yeah, not jam bands.
Yeah. No, I love those crystal bowls though.
But yeah, she fucking went ham. I didn't even see it at first. She just started
You know
going,
what?
and I was like, I'm lost.
if you
Dude, and I told you this when I came to your class at the beginning. The first class we ever did with me, Kayla, and Paige, I couldn't stop giggling. But she hit that stone,
Yeah.
I was gone.
Is there so like what he's talking about, the like disconnect thing? Is there like a term for that, or is there any kind of
Like transcending or...
Yeah, like any
No.
kind of like
I think you're
Y'all
just,
need to... ProYo. We need names for these things.
Yeah.
Us
Well,
idiots need
reach
to
in
know.
general,
that
like
level
the
of-
goal of yoga would be more to like get you into your body. I mean, you're having more
you're
of
having a reverse.
an out of body
He's
I
so
can't
experience.
even
dumb.
figure it out.
No,
He's
but
so
when you're
dumb.
in shavasana like that, it is good to like disconnect because then all you're doing is like experiencing like present time, right? So
Yeah.
you're not really experiencing like what's going on in your shoulder or anything, temperature or anything like that. You're just really experiencing yourself as like present time and like spaciousness. So like that sounds good like when you're in that part of the class, but in general you would want your people to like get into their bodies and like because that's the whole goal of a yoga class is to like for the people to have a conversation like with their bodies.
You know what's weird is like, every yoga class I've taken, both of them.
That was 50% of your yoga experience.
Both of them, I've had the opposite effect. Like I know y'all speak about that, but I've had the effect that like my mind wants to get out.
You said you were going to giggle the whole time, but you didn't.
It's because I was like, you didn't say anything profoundly silly to me, and I'm just saying.
I just expected you to be giggling the whole time.
Well, one, I felt like I respect you, and Derek was right there, and I was like, I respect both these people, so I have to be on my best behavior. Also, I had kind of
he's like pinching himself. He's like, fuck.
Dude,
you're like, Paige, hit me if I start giggling. If you notice me giggling, like slap me.
Dude, it also helped because you made us do things directionally, so I wasn't looking at her. And also, she's not a silly, but if me and him are there, this is us all day, dude. If me and him are there,
well, we should do it. No,
Dude,
we should.
Y'all come to one of my classes, but don't come to my workshop.
I don't want to.
You can come to my class and giggle all you want to.
That's the thing is like I feel like it would be fun, but I would hate to like ruin it for the other.
This is what we would do. The thing where you're like trying to be, dude. I laugh at funerals.
I feel
not
like,
that I mean to, but I catch eyes with somebody.
Might just be like a.
It's a thing I'm not allowed to do.
It's a serious moment. Yeah, it's a thing you're not allowed to do, and it's a serious moment. I feel like that's just like a way for you to like release like some extra energy.
You know what it is like?
Like you're not crying. That crying is a release, right? You're just laughing, but that's like the same thing. You're just like releasing extra energy. Do you laugh when you're getting like bitched at, or like when you feel like you're in trouble about something or with anything?
Oh, dude.
Instead of cry, do you laugh when you get angry?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
No, dude.
Dude, when I'm super pissed, like to the
yeah.
Because it might just
I'm
be
like
that might just be your way of like getting rid of that extra energy.
I will tell you this. You know how like certain people want to fuck at funerals because they get like that like
I've never heard that before.
Not even once.
Bro, y'all don't know about this?
Body.
I guess I haven't really been to too many funerals. Thankfully, luckily, I haven't really been to too many funerals.
It's because like life is fleeting and they get the urge of like, oh my god,
they're like, oh shit, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. It's the same thing I get, but I get it like laughy.
Yeah.
Like I'll see like.
That's just you.
This is if I see his dumb face once and I know I'm not allowed,
you're out.
I just can't. And if I'm not looking and I just hear a. Dude, it's gangbusters, dude. It's over.
I've had that happen in class where people have just like cracked up the whole time.
I'm so glad it didn't happen in your class.
Funny. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good.
It's not at your expense, by the way.
Yeah, and you're not trying to be like disrespectful. You're just giggling because you're having fun. I mean.
Yeah, it's at someone else's expense because I hear him and then I'm like, no, and then it gets quiet and then you're like, oh.
We're not supposed to be doing this right now.
Yeah. But what got you into yoga? Where was the entrance to the idea of like, oh, maybe I can do this? Were you taking classes? Like you actively doing yoga?
Oh yeah, like what made me become a teacher?
Yeah, like okay, like from the beginning, like before you even took yoga classes. Like what was the thing that was interesting? Before I even took yoga
classes, I didn't really do anything. I was just kind of like, because I was pretty young when I started doing yoga, so I was like 20. So I was just kind of like your normal teenager, you know, you just like go to the beach and drink and go to house parties. And I was in college here and there, you know, like, so I didn't really like do anything. I didn't do sports or anything like growing up. So I like literally didn't do anything. I think I took a yoga class the first time because I like recognized the need to do some sort of physical activity, but I was also like really not a physically active person. Like I was never like an athlete or physically fit or anything like that. So I felt like yoga was like a good entry point.
Yeah.
And then once I started going, I don't know, man, it was just like a rabbit hole. And I started taking more and more classes with more and more teachers. And
so from like the first moment you were like, this is
honestly, yeah, like the first time I took a yoga class until I was like super into it, like going every day was probably only like a year. Like the first, you know, I took a yoga class
every day.
I mean, I was doing it every day for a long time, like for a few years. I would go to yoga every day.
Fuck.
Actually, so that's how I became a yoga teacher. So I was like 23 maybe. And I lived in this little house by myself and I didn't really have a whole lot of money. And I was going to yoga class every fucking day. And if I wasn't going every day, I was going multiple times a week, right? I was going all the time. And I couldn't afford it because it was like $5 for a student drop-in, which doesn't sound like a lot. But if you're like 23 and you live by yourself and like, it's a lot, like every single day.
100%.
So all of these ladies that worked at the yoga studio, Breathe, actually, it's still the one that I work at. They kind of like adopted me as like their little sister, and they would just like take me to all the like yoga events and like just all the yoga
sick.
stuff. They took me everywhere. One of them, Tara, was like, "Hey, this is what we can do. You can be our karma yogi. You come in, you do a little bit of cleaning around the studio, you sign in the classes." Back then, Breathe was the only yoga studio in Pensacola. So our like Monday and Wednesday night classes had like 50 people in there because there was no other yoga studios. Now, if you look on MindBody, there's like 50 yoga classes probably happening. Like, I mean, not 50, but like right now, there's probably like 10 yoga classes across Pensacola happening at this moment all over. Back then, there wasn't.
Yeah.
So it would be like 50 people. So I'd be there like at the desk, right? Like signing in people, getting everybody's information, like getting to know everybody. And so I could take yoga classes for free. So that's what I did. And then they were getting ready to start a kids program. This is how everybody becomes a teacher. They were getting ready to start a kids program, and they were going to do a kids yoga teacher training. And they asked me.
I assume that's a different level of hard.
Yeah.
'Cause
It was
you gotta get them
100.
to
It was
focus.
92 hours. So it was 92 hours long, the teacher training.
Okay. I
And
was like,
so we had to.
Wow.
No, and I've been teaching kids is its own. Yeah, they're.
Yeah, that's like a whole different.
It's
thing, I feel.
not.
It's got to be
the
part
same.
babysitting, part like, hey,
It
pay
definitely
attention.
feels like that. It can definitely feel like that, especially if the kids aren't into it.
Callie responds.
If they're like not into doing
at
yoga,
home?
they're just gonna be bad the whole time. But or just wild. But yeah, so they asked me, did I want to take the kids yoga teacher training? And I was like, yeah, I don't really have any money, so probably not. I'm just gonna be here doing this karma yoga gig.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's the deal. We'll give it to you for like 50% off, and then after you get it done and it's completely finished and you're teaching classes, we'll just take a little bit of money out of your class every time to pay off the teacher training. I was like, all right, well, I'm not doing anything else. Sounds pretty free to me. So I did it. And then I graduated and I started teaching kids yoga. And then that's when I kind of got the idea that I could be like an actual yoga teacher,
Yeah.
And so then a few years
Yeah, because
later.
if you can conquer the kids, the adults are listening.
honestly,
Difficult.
The adults are there for a reason. The kids are
hard.
like,
feel
The
like
kids
that's
are
more
hard.
difficult
The kids are difficult. I have a group of kids though that I have been. If I never teach another different kid in my life, it'll be worth it. Like, because I have this one group of kids. There's like 6 or 7 of them that I have been teaching for like 7 years now. And so they were little, and now they're all like 13, right? They're like teenagers, 13, 11, 10, and so sassy, and like they're in middle school, and they're like their own whole,
They're
thing.
like a person. Now.
I mean, yeah, and they have like original
I mean,
ideas.
really, like
I mean, but they're just like they're like little versions of like who they'll be as an adult, and they're not kids anymore. So I started teaching kids yoga, and I've been teaching. I haven't taught in a minute since the.
is there an age limit to your?
My classes are 5 to 12, but honestly, last year, because all of my kids, I kind of like the first few years I was teaching, I kind of like gathered all of my kids, and then that's just the same kids that I taught the whole time.
Yeah. So
Like,
you
I
kind of just went with them.
There would be like new students every now and then, but in general, it would just like my same little group of kids.
Right.
And like those kids, I mean, if they're one of them's like 14, I've known her since she was 7. I've literally known her like half of her life.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my.
So are you? I was part of one of your classes, and I mean, I'm a fucking child, but don't you do adults?
Yeah, I actually mostly teach adults now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like.
No,
do
no. I
children's
started
classes,
teaching
and I was
kids.
like,
I started
whoops.
teaching kids, and then after I was teaching kids for a few years, once I became a kids yoga teacher, and I went through the kids yoga teacher training, because yoga teacher training is a pretty intense thing. I
it's
mean,
a lengthy thing.
it's a lengthy thing, and it's pretty intense, and you go pretty deep with people, like talking, and like you learn about a lot of like philosophy and stuff. And after that, I kind of got like that. Ooh, like I could like be into this.
It's almost like a solo podcast
a
because
life.
you're like the only person talking.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, not
No,
right now. I'm
that's-
talking about doing the yoga.
I was like, what?
Oh, yeah, no.
Because I was a part of your class.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
running the
how
shit,
is
you're
she
captaining-
able to talk? And
Yeah.
you're saying different things. You're not saying like touch your toes,
Nah,
touch
dude,
your toes,
you gotta
touch
captain
your
that
toes.
ship for however long that class is.
Yeah.
You have to like be cool, captaining the ship. And
Yeah, and you were fluid with your words, and I'm like, dude, I know 30 words. I'm gonna
mean,
repeat
I've been
these
doing
30
it.
words
with them.
I've been doing
I'm having
it.
issues with those 30.
With them 30. Yeah.
No, I've done it. It's just practice. I wasn't always that way. I'm sure.
Yeah.
My first like 2 years were probably very clunky, and
Yeah.
I did it. You know, honestly, I've taught so many classes. Not in the last couple of years, but like in the beginning, I would teach a class, and everybody would leave, and I'd be like, "That was fucking garbage." I wouldn't pay. I mean, I know it's yoga, and you're supposed to be like
super.
but
Zenny?
honestly, I would be like, I bombed that. It was terrible. That was a terrible class. That person's definitely not coming back. That person might come back because they love me, but
Yeah.
like it's not for the class.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of like learn what works and what doesn't work, and you learn different ways to say things,
Yeah.
and you learn,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a whole process before you kind of find
Yeah.
your way of doing it.
And
you
now
know?
it's like effortless.
Yeah.
Like now
Yeah.
teaching a class is like so.
So inside of yoga, like that lady did the crystal thing. Is there different things like that where you're like, oh, that's a different avenue of
Subgenre.
yoga? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect
There's a
word.
lot of subgenre. There's
Yeah.
a lot of different styles.
So do you do basic right now?
Um
Or are you on a subgenre?
I think I am. I think the way that I teach is kind of a subgenre
Word. So
It's
what
my
I
own
took was
thing.
sub.
for sure.
What is it?
I would describe okay. My classes, I'm actually trying to get out of calling myself like a yoga teacher, but there's not
ProYo.
I know, I like ProYo, but see if you can find a good name for this because
Okay, say it and we'll do it.
okay,
We'll go give it a shot.
so
We're the guys.
there's not a market for embodiment classes, right? And that I think is more what I teach because like yoga is like a philosophy that like comes from India with like a certain types of postures and like it's a, you know, it comes with a like a belief system
Right.
and like an ideology.
Right.
And I am not really your typical like yoga
Yeah.
teacher kind of person.
You
and
are a spiritual interior designer.
okay. Interior design, like your like your own interior, like I don't know, like a feng shui, like
You're setting the feng shui. You're moving the furniture inside.
I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of like
I mean, it can
it can work.
It can work, but
I just say
You're
I'm a
like,
yoga teacher
let's-
because
hey,
that's what there's a market for.
you know what? Let's
you're
work-
like queer
let's-
eye for your third eye.
Let's get him out of here.
What?
What are you doing?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? You don't say anything else, and let's think about what you've done, and you can continue to talk. Actually,
I'm sorry.
I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I think my genre of like yoga teaching is more about like people learning about themselves. You
Yeah.
know, that's kind of
Right.
what and more about like people getting into their own bodies. And I'm not a lot of yoga teachers like will tell you when to inhale and when to exhale. And I don't really fuck with that. I just try to get people, I do like pretty intense like breath work in my classes, but it's more about like what works for the person and like at their own pace and
Right.
stuff like that.
Do you ever do
So-
like temperature based breathing?
Like in heat or cold?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either.
both.
You do classes where like
Yeah. Oh, most of my classes are hot in real life or warm, like in general.
you should do a cold one for athletes. Like have a bunch of ice baths set up.
Dude,
That'd be expensive.
have you ever
every
done
class,
that?
but-
bro.
What, an ice bath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the breathing and all that. It's pretty intense.
I mean, I had to breathe. I wasn't doing any.
It's
certain
very hard to
techniques.
breathe
was-
when you're in
It
ice
was a
bath.
bathtub full of ice, but yeah, I was just.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna pass out. I thought I was gonna pass out, and when I took when I did the first like ice bath thing, we
Yeah.
did like a whole breathing thing.
This
like,
was for yoga.
well, it was just like another subgenre of
Oh,
like
word.
when you do so like if you're hanging out in the yoga and like wellness
Spiritual
community,
interior
like
designing.
bro, you can get.
Yeah, because y'all had Mode next door, right?
Yeah, I worked at Mode.
And that was the
Float tanks.
yeah the
and
float
saunas.
tank. Yeah.
Yeah, float tanks and saunas. They had like the full body vibration. I actually worked at Mode for the first few months when they were opening.
Dude, I had an appointment. Me and Paige had an appointment to go there, and then I don't even know what
I think he
happened.
closed down because of COVID.
Yeah. I mean,
But,
this was before that. I don't know
Arvin's
what happened.
happened.
one of my homies.
Yeah.
Is there not going to be another one in Pensacola?
I don't know.
I know I was just speaking to somebody, and they have a Foley one.
There's one in Destin called Float Bros.
Float Bros.
Float Bros. They're a bunch of bros that own a float tank. It's pretty cool though. Mode was amazing. I fucking love that place. And one of the best things about working there was like, he was so chill. He was just like, yeah, you can get in the sauna in the float tank anytime you want. So for like the few months I worked there, like I was in the float tank.
Oh yeah,
like
sure,
I was there
dude.
all the time.
Yeah,
So
it's
where
in
did the
sauna.
float
It's
tank?
like working in the kitchen. They're like, wait, we can just like eat
Cook
some of this
whatever?
shit.
Yeah, you're
they're
like, oh, I'm
"Ooh."
gonna, and
What's-
at like Global, there's like all these like fancy ingredients too.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah,
oh yeah, I'm
exactly.
about to.
Yeah, dude, it's like
He would
I
be.
can make
He was down
lunch
for
here?
like. I mean, we used to do this thing. You would like get on the full body vibration thing for like 5 minutes, and then you get in the sauna for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 40 minutes, however fucking long you wanted to, and then you get in the float tank.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then you would leave, and you know that feeling where you're like just floating. That's
the
you would
float
just be
tank
like-
is just the water like
Salt
clo-
water, and you
it's
don't
just
feel
like
your body
pitch
anymore.
black
Yeah.
and everything. Okay, that
I've always
shit
wanted
looks
to do
so
that.
fucking cool.
You know, it's really awesome. The cool thing about it, it's really good for your mind because like there's no distractions or like sound or anything, but it's really good for your body because you're not using any of your muscles to hold your body up. So, and eventually,
I don't think I can float.
No, you can float.
I've tried.
And there's like 1,000 pounds of salt.
I've had
dissolved
people
in
try
that
to
water.
hold my body up
No.
Yeah.
in water.
No, the water's
it's
dense.
it's your head. It's your like you freak out and then you're like
no,
push your head
dude,
down.
my head floats.
I think you can float.
My body sinks.
Well,
I do
as long
this
as your
thing.
head's
This
above
is
the
my head in
water.
my body, and it goes like this.
As long as your head's above the water, it's fine.
How
as long
deep
as you
is
can
this
breathe.
water? That deep? I'm gonna touch bottom.
It's like 18
Nah,
inches,
dude.
man. It's you really could, and it's very salty. So you definitely don't want to put your face in it, right? Like you want to kind of.
Oh, I would love to float.
It's so salty. It's got
He
a
said, "No,
1,000.
you're not
Well, if
getting
it
it.
has
I want
to.
it has
Yeah, I
1,000
was-
pounds of Epsom salts dissolved into it, so the water is very.
1,000 pounds?
That's why you float.
It's
because
like
of all the
syrup. You're
salt.
just sitting on top
No,
of
it
it.
is. You actually have to take a
Really?
shower when you get out
Holy
because you'll just like flake
crusty?
salt. Yeah. Yeah, and it'll get in your ears and shit. I like to use earplugs in there because if you don't use earplugs, like the salt will get in your ears, and that shit is thick. I mean, I'm talking. It's like 1,000 pounds of salt. Like you dip your hand in there. and
Yeah,
your
but I
wrist
can't
crystally-
do the earplugs because
Well, then you
I
don't
have
to worry
that
about
thing
it.
where you hear always, like the noise. You know what I'm talking about? You always hear it ringing. It's like a problem.
Oh, okay.
It's like a ring.
No, I know what you're calling. Does it start with a T? Like
Tendinitis?
Tinnitus? No, it's not tendinitis, but maybe tinnitus or I don't know. I
Tinnitus?
feel like I've heard.
I
of that
think
before.
so. My friend Rich was telling me about it because he might have it,
Okay.
or he might not.
You just always hear ringing, basically.
Like, shh. Yep.
Well, then you would hear
Again.
it even if you had earplugs in,
That
right?
sucks.
Yeah,
So,
but it would make it way louder because it's the only thing you hear.
Okay.
So my mind would be like,
You know, they
Hey, what
actually
the
have
fuck
music.
is that noise?
The float tank at Mode had optional music, and the one at Float Brothers.
yeah, but then I'm gonna be like,
Really?
what is a shitty lyrics?
No,
Unless
no,
it's
like,
certified lover boy.
No, like
Shout out
spa.
Drake.
Spa music. Spa music.
Oh,
Yeah,
but then
like
I'm gonna be
super
like,
chill.
Waterfall and like flutes and shit.
no, give me that.
The bowls. You can get the bowl. Actually, I was gonna. So if
Just a
you really
track.
did pull up my Spotify, probably the most played like tracks would be like Chris.
Yeah, but
Crystal
when
Crystal
you listen to
bowls.
that,
Chris. I mean, like
you
most
can't do
of-
that driving. You get
most of my
fucked up.
You fucking drive
just
off
Most
like,
of my
the road,
yoga
dog.
classes. I have like with my nephew and
Are you bragging?
She's like, my nephew was in the back.
if my nephew
It's
was
like,
in
we
the
don't have a
back
nephew
seat, I
anymore.
might play that and he'll just like pass out.
Oh, so you use it on him? Is
Yeah,
what you're
for
saying.
sure.
Gotcha.
I use it at home too, like if I'm like trying to relax. Of like I've done a
Mm.
lot that day and I just like need to chill out. Just like put on the crystal bowls and like.
Dude, you know what the best feeling probably is?
I bet that
Being
in,
at the
like-
beach too long and then coming home, taking a shower, and laying on a bed. You know how you feel like you're still in the water?
Yeah.
And then playing that.
Yeah,
You probably like,
I'll send you a whole Spotify playlist and for the crystal bowls, and you just
that.
You can go.
like on a like good pair of headphones where you can't
Yeah,
hear.
yeah.
I have,
fucking shit.
I have the
Dude,
studio beats.
put your little.
I'm gonna be on my bed. You're gonna be like, hey,
Put your
Cody.
little eye mask
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever,
Oh,
and put your
100%.
crystal bowl beats on, and just like get
Crystal
real
bowl
comfortable.
beats
Yeah,
on.
get real comfortable.
Special edition, baby.
Yeah,
That's that
take
ProYo
some
shit.
Made out of
do-
quartz.
Y'all don't
Do
know
some
nothing about
breathing,
this.
like some breathing exercises, man. You don't.
That's
have to,
one thing I
You
wanna
don't
get
have to
into.
try weed. You don't have
Yeah.
to try any kind of drugs. All like I mean, you
Crystal
can, but if you put those crystal bowls and that like face mask and you lay there and you're breathing,
It sounds like you're asking me to do bowls of crystal meth.
Yeah.
yeah,
Crystal
meth.
bowls,
You
dog.
should give this a shot, man.
Yeah,
for
dude.
real.
Just tell God, dog.
No,
just
but
try
really,
it.
like you'll be in an altered state of mind for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I almost was there, but the lady quit too soon. Gave me like mental blue balls. I was like, what?
Aw.
Yeah, it's like
So I didn't play any crystal bowls at that workshop that I.
No,
did.
you
I can't
said
remember that.
things.
I just said
You
things.
said
With words.
I missed the crystal
You were
bowl
like,
from
feel
that
your
weird studio.
toes.
Feel your toes.
What?
This is what it made me feel. You know what I'm saying?
You're like,
Like, I felt like I just had to feel all my muscles.
You were like,
that's what you're there for, yeah. To feel
Yeah,
your muscles,
really.
yeah.
I don't know what the class was called.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I teach one every month. I teach a workshop every month.
So what's the difference between a class and a workshop?
So a class is like scheduled. So like I teach 3 classes a week. There's certain times. It's like $15 for a drop in. You can bypass whatever. A workshop is like 2 hours, and there's like oils. Like I'll give some essential oils. I will talk a little bit more in depth about things. I'll sometimes like a lot of times I'll bring like tea.
Yeah, you gave us things to drink.
Yeah, so a lot of times I'll bring tea or like herbal drinks. Like
Yeah, it wasn't sweet though.
No. Last one I did, I gave out, like it. I gave
Dude,
strawberry
this guy.
basil like limeade at the last one, and that one was fucking
Oh,
this
real good.
fucking
bad,
dude
bro.
right here. Look,
Tastes like
listen. This guy
grass.
fucking with sweet shit.
No.
You stevia, isn't that it?
I don't like
Stevia.
stevia.
He puts this
like it?
in
Pure Via,
everything.
bro.
Pure
Pure
Via.
Via.
He puts Pure Via in everything. I
So you
walked
like
in-
everything to be very sweet.
Yes, and he
No.
walked into. Shut
Are-
up. Let me tell this story.
Those
I-
things freak me out a little.
This guy, we were.
Let's hear it.
It was the other night.
Okay.
I walked in there, and he's mixing up like Light and Fit yogurt. This is his breakfast. in the morning.
Okay, dude.
Listen, Light and Fit yogurt.
Let it go.
Light and Fit yogurt in the microwave with frozen fruit. Just hear me out. I get it because the fruit's frozen.
'Cause you had to thaw the fruit out.
I get it because
Yes,
the fruit's frozen.
that's it.
Okay,
The yogurt
but
wasn't
then-
in it yet.
But
Fine.
then puts the yogurt in it, which sweet, and then puts 2 packets of Pure Via in it because not
Honestly,
sweet enough.
a lot of
bro.
people would dribble that shit with honey anyway. Like,
No, dude.
no, I
bro.
get that. I
Fruit-
get it.
Dude, you're telling me blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries, and then a Light and Fit vanilla
Look,
yogurt?
Derek eats a yogurt bowl
Banger.
every fucking night. It's got yogurt, berries, chocolate granola, and honey. And he'll put a bunch
So
of honey. So I don't
sweet.
know the difference between. I mean, that.
Mine is just
Pure
the
Via.
vanilla
And
Greek
it's
yogurt.
the sweetest thing I've ever had. You're gonna get a packet of it before you leave here because I want you to taste how
artificial,
sweet this
like
is.
those kinds of sweeteners. I know they're like, I don't know, but they freak me out a little bit.
Word. Well, we all.
I mean,
gonna
I'll fuck
die.
with them sometimes, but
What's that supposed to mean, dog?
We all gonna die.
Okay.
I mean, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them a little bit, like in like a White Claw or something like that. But in general,
Well, I never even heard of that.
because isn't that the
No,
sweetener?
she's not talking about putting Pure Via in a White Claw.
Oh!
I'm talking about the
You
sweetener.
were like actively adding it, and I was
Wait,
like,
are
"That's
you
a
gonna
good
do that?
idea." I don't.
Yes.
try it
I don't drink White Claws, so no.
Okay.
until it's got Pure Via in it.
Because it tastes like aspartame.
Is it like a
green packet?
it's a drop or a powder? Green.
Powder.
Okay, powder.
It's powder.
Don't do that. That's why you don't do that.
Nope. And that's why you don't.
Yeah, no. I added stuff.
Add it to everything, bro.
But that's
he
what
puts that
it's
shit
for.
on his pizza like it's Parmesan cheese.
That's not true. I don't put it on my pizza.
Sugar? The trivia?
I really don't.
Oh.
That's what I
Have you
got.
seen it?
I swear I've never
I
put
ain't
it on
gonna
my
s-
pizza.
Look,
I like my pizza
all I'm saying
spicy.
is look into it. Okay.
That's
Put
fine,
honey on
dude.
pizza before.
Do I buy a
Honey on
800
pizza?
packet?
Yeah,
Are
like
you a pineapple on pizza person?
Yeah, I like pineapple on pizza. Is that not? Oh,
I mean-
you just change your like. I thought you were all right, but you put
No,
fucking
no. I
pineapple
mean,
on
it's
pizza, so
fine.
we're not friends
It's fine. I
anymore.
respect
We
it.
big meat boys, you know what I'm
Yeah. Oh
saying?
yeah. Huge sausage boy.
Yeah, I
Big
like
sausage
that.
guy.
I like all that. Like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pineapple with it, not a big deal.
Yeah, pineapple.
I will say this. I feel like I've had an open mind and I haven't tried it. But
I
it just
think- I feel
feels
like I
like,
tried it.
why do I want a juicy pizza?
Yeah.
I put pineapple in my yogurt.
Oh, you haven't tried it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Keep
I've
my
had
thing.
it. I've had it before.
I've
But it
also
does,
never
like, the
had a.
wet pizza. You know, like
I've
I
also-
want like a crispy crust.
Yeah.
yeah, like
There's
know,
certain
nice
things
dough.
like you kind of already know. Like I've never had a tongue on my asshole,
But see,
but I have a feeling I'm not gonna like that. Not because it won't feel good, but because I'll be like, did she taste what?
Oh my God. What about pineapple on pizza is happening right now?
What in the pineapple on pizza, bro?
I'm just thinking, like, you know, I'm just saying, I don't know. Certain things I feel like I don't have to try.
I mean, you ain't gotta.
Well, see, that's
It's like
the thing.
jam bands because like everything's
But
not for
here's the
everyone.
thing.
See, I don't
But
mind
here's the
listening because I don't even know.
Yeah.
Here's the
I don't
thing,
know
though,
anything.
Is that you don't, you can think that, but then if you try it,
You know who's selling me on it?
I'm just saying. Oh, yeah.
Tommy Jeans.
I'm saying. Look.
Tommy Jeans brings it up a lot.
There's so many more people that are into that than you think. For real.
Are we talking about pineapple or on pizza?
Both.
Or okay.
Both, yeah.
I'm
We're talking
what
about
are
dipping the
we
tongue
talking
in the
about? That's what we're
chocolate
talking
bowl.
about right now. I was like, what?
Hold on, what are y'all talking about?
No, that's what I'm talking about. I just don't ever want to hear you say it like that
Oh,
again.
my bad.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
You're a filthy human being.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
What were we talking about before we got into this? Pineapple on pizza?
Yoga is
I
good.
don't even know.
Oh,
Tree.
yeah. What I was going to say earlier is like the breathing technique stuff. I really want to get like more into that because I feel like it could help a lot with like winding down, you know? Because like after like a long day type thing.
Yeah.
And then just like working on, do you have any like a book or any kind of...
I mean, there's a bunch of different.
Yeah, I
books
just didn't know
on
if you
it.
had one that you like were into
I
or that
can't
you've
honestly
read.
think of like a book right off the like top of my head
Yeah.
about it that I would. I've been to a lot of like different workshops and stuff.
Gotcha.
I know that there is. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this, but I know there's a Gracie brother that does. No.
What are you
What? What's
laughing
going on?
at? What are you laughing at?
It was
dog?
just like you asked specifically a question and she didn't have an answer
No,
directly, and you're like, oh.
no, it's fine.
There's a Gracie brother that has a whole book about his like breathwork
You're
practice.
talking about Cron?
I don't know which one it is.
Cron
There-
Gracie.
I don't know
Cron
about.
Gracie.
I just know what I hear from,
Yeah.
I just know what I hear. But
Gracie's Jiu-Jitsu, by the way. That's what she's speaking of.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Okay.
there's that he has like a whole book about.
Yeah, there's also
breathwork.
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof is a good. You can Wim Hof is on YouTube too and like Instagram, so you can like
Gotcha.
go
Like
down that
deep.
Wim Hof.
Dive
There's all
deep.
kinds of different. And like there's different types of ways to breathe depending on like what you're trying to do. So like at the end of the night, if you're like trying to like
Relax.
relax and
like,
settle down, it would just be like the slow in through your nose and out through your nose, like, and you would want your exhales to be like longer than your inhales.
right.
But it just like there's just like a slow, like a 3-part breath would be a thing that you would do. So you would like breathe in and then a little bit more and then a little bit more and then you
I
would
see.
pause and then you would breathe out.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what I think the move is, though?
Tell me.
The quartz thing.
The bowls.
Whoever the best recording artist on that shit is, seriously, bro. Listen to 30 minutes of that and tell me you're still on this planet.
Look, the next time I do a workshop
Bro.
with the bowl lady,
Say no
I'm
more.
gonna holler at y'all, and y'all should come. But you're gonna sit on opposite ends of the room.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
no, not the
well,
same
yeah.
class. We can't be in the
I'm
same
like,
class.
so you can.
No,
like
no,
you're
no.
gonna sit on
We can't-
opposite ends
We'll
of the
have
room.
to go at separate
I'm just
times,
gonna hear
for sure.
Okay.
We're gonna have
I
to go
know
at
I
separate
have
times.
one coming up in October and then one in November. So with the same chick.
Maybe if we went me, you, and Paige, because then I would have to behave.
No, that's
We can put you and Paige on one side and put you on the other side, and we'll put
No,
Derek
dude.
next to you, so y'all, because that's gonna help. So
I was about to say.
No, put Derek next to me.
Even if
We have a
Paige
seating
is
chart
there,
now. We have a seating
even
chart.
If Paige is there though, that hasn't stopped us ever before.
No.
Well,
I think
anyway,
we just have to go to two
I
separate
do.
classes.
I know she's playing with me, so I'm doing. There's a yoga festival in Pensacola every year. It's called Mahabhuta Yoga Festival, and I'm teaching a class with the Crystal Bowl lady during that festival.
When
but
is
the
that?
month it's in November. I don't know, sometime in the middle of November.
We gotta go.
Y'all should go. It's
Yeah.
awesome, and the outside is free, and like you could just pay to like come to a class. You can come to the in class or whatever,
Oh, cool.
and that's the class I'm teaching with the bowls. But then the month before that, October, I'm gonna do a workshop with her with the bowls at Breathe, just so that we can like
Kinda.
iron out our
Yeah.
whole plan before we teach the yoga festival.
You're gonna hear us. We're gonna be deep in quartz, right? You know what do they call it? Like deep in what?
No, yeah, it's crystal quartz.
All right, so we're gonna be deep in quartz, right? And you're gonna hear some people suck. Like yee.
Yeah. No, we can't.
And like
do
then
that,
there's
man.
some boys.
We can't do that, man. Yeah, we'll have to split up for sure. But that would be really cool. It'd be super tight.
Do you want to speak a little bit about this business before we head out? Or say anything you're allowed to say? Like,
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, I'm just in the beginning of starting a business. I'm opening a studio and working on some stuff with that. And I haven't signed a lease yet, so I can't really talk too much about like the deets or whatever. But yeah, just like.
Ultimately, what is your idea for this brand or lifestyle choice?
I just really would like to have a community of like embodied people that are also like real and like silly and like down to earth and not like take out some of that like super serious side, but like have just like an embodied community, people who like, do yoga and like maybe some other stuff and just like, have it.
And the name of that again is?
Wild Hare Wellness.
Wild Hare Wellness.
Yeah, hair like Hare, like a rabbit.
Yeah, I saw you debating between the colors of the logo. I like the logo.
Okay.
Dope.
I'm going to, so the logo, like it's like a rabbit with an ohm symbol.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep the logo and I'm going to play around with background colors, but I made the logo so that like seasonally I can like switch it up. Like I can kind of change the background a little bit, like for whatever like seasons happening. Cause that's another like big thing that I like teach is like seasonal, like ancestral stuff, like what's going on in the seasons and like, different things that you can do to like honor the seasons.
Right.
And, like the cycles.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely interested, and I 400% sure believe you should go to one of these course classes.
Yeah,
I'm dead serious.
I would love to, because I know the feeling that you're talking about, and I would love to be able to experience it like on that level. You know what I'm saying?
A long time ago, I went to the Santa Rosa County Fair, and it was out at the prison. Okay, like in the front.
Did you go to prison?
The Santa Rosa County Fair that was out at the prison.
Did I? Yeah.
Okay, just keep going. Tell me about the fair.
What kind of fair were you at?
Just like a fair where you do like
like out in East Milton where the
jail?
Where the prison
you grew
is.
up out there?
Did I grow up out there? No, I grew up here.
Okay, I was curious.
Do I look like a Miltoner?
No, dude. I kind of like Milton, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty. There's a lot of space out there. I'm thinking about moving out to the country all the time. I'm always considering. Yeah, I don't want no streetlights.
But I went to the fair and there they had a musician or a fucking magician.
Oh my god.
But it was in between musicians, but he had like 12 chairs set up on stage and he's like, if you don't believe or if you believe or whatever and you want to be hypnotized, come up on stage.
Ooh, did you get hypnotized?
I was like, say no more, I'll come up. Because I don't believe this shit works at all. It didn't work.
It didn't.
I was up on stage I was like one of the finalists. I was like the final 3 people.
Were you just like giggling the whole time? Like this shit is.
And I was there and he's like, yo, your eyes are closed and you're in a desert. You're hot. You're moving around.
Were you supposed to like start fanning yourself?
No, like you're just supposed to not move at all. But your body was going to start moving by itself.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like,
he's like, what time?
I'm not. Well, I'm sitting down and I'm like, am I moving? I'm not moving. Is this supposed to be hitting different? Like, what's going on? Like, it just didn't hit. Like, the people next to me were like, oh my god, that was like the craziest shit that's ever happened to me. Like this, I was in another place. Like all these other things. Like I was exactly where he said I was gonna be and all that stuff.
Do you think some people are especially susceptible to stuff like that?
Yes.
I think so,
Also.
sure.
I do believe it's got to work in some way. Maybe it is just to those people, but I'm a super skeptical person. Yeah. Like, so it's hard for me.
So it's less likely to happen to somebody like
right?
you. That's
but the court shit,
that works.
Something happened.
Did you go into it?
Something happened.
That's so cool.
I went into the yoga thing.
Expecting, because I also don't think you were expecting.
Well, I also
nobody told you what was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think you had any idea.
Correct. Yeah. But I also went in thinking like a little too silly. I was being a little too silly starting off, and I just couldn't be. And even up to the courts thing, I was being too silly. And then the fucking sound started, and I was like, okay, this shit sounds dope. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like I'm in a comfortable position and the noise is going and I'm like, I've done this for now an hour. So now I'm like, my body's like limber and I'm warm, but not hot. I'm like warmed up. and it's like going, and I'm just like, okay. And then I stopped thinking about okay, and I start thinking like, I don't know, just like transcending thoughts. Like I was like, whoa, I don't even feel my body anymore. And then I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like such a weird feeling, and I was
You
like,
really got to go to one of Slow Radicals. Like, it's an hour.
dude,
Have
they
you ever
should make
been
them
to-
like 3 fucking
Have you
hours.
ever been to a gong bath where they do the gong?
Well, they were doing the gong every once in a while at this thing, but they stopped before the quartz thing.
I think you got to go to a sound bath, dude. I think
I
it's
don't like
gonna
the gong so much. I like the thing.
Yeah, no. Well, you know, you don't have to go to a gong bath. You can go to just a crystal bowl thing. But I mean, it's like I think you're.
I'm thinking if the crystal thing is correct enough, I would have been lost and I would have fell asleep.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
You can definitely fall asleep during stuff like that because you.
But I would
relax.
have been down for that.
Yeah. To just fall
There's some
asleep.
serious shit into that chord stuff.
Yeah. No, but I know that, like, I've hearing you explain it a couple times. Like, I've been on the verge of that feeling where it's like it gets so loud.
What gets you there?
You know?
What is the thing?
What?
Like, you've been on the verge, but what is getting you to that verge? What is it? Is it music?
I honestly
or is
couldn't
it...
tell you. I couldn't tell you what. I can't remember the last time I've had the feeling, but I know the exact feeling you're talking about. Because it's been like a drowning sound.
Yep.
Of something, like the same pitch. You know, nothing
Yep.
changes, and then you get to this point where it's like, whoa, and then it's over.
Yeah, and at some point, like, yes, it is a constant sound, and it's like changing. It's like the sound is constant, but it's doing this,
But it's
right?
like piercing though.
Yeah, but at
Like-
some point, she gets so loud that it's like,
Or maybe she doesn't get louder at all. But
Yeah.
in your head, it's like,
Oh, it gets louder.
I mean, it definitely gets
Yeah.
louder, but yeah, I get what you're saying too.
yeah.
The only other thing that compares to that feeling is if you're in a salt bath, like in your own tub, and you like
I
aren't
play
watching
crystal bowls
something
while
and
I'm
you're
in a
just
salt
sitting there.
bath.
Huh?
I play crystal bowls while I take salt baths.
Dude, you're getting fucked up.
That's like,
I'll turn the fucking
That's
lights
all of
out
the
in my
drugs
bath.
at once.
I'll turn my
You're
lights out in my
chilling and
bathroom
fucking
turn the
Derek
crystal
shows
bowls
up
on.
and you're
Sounds
like,
so
I
sick.
don't even know who I am. Who are you?
Dude, I'll be like, yeah, you should just like turn on the crystal bowls, like turn off the lights,
Yeah.
you know, and just like lay
Dude,
in
if
there.
I came home and
do
that was going, I would just sit down in the nearest chair and just be like,
I bet.
Get deep. Getting deep.
I'm like, I'm down for it.
That's how it.
Well,
yeah.
while we get you out of here, is there anything you want to promote, or is there anything you want to push? Your next event, something you want to?
My next event is a workshop. It's going to be at Breathe, the 26th of this month. It's a 2-hour Wild Hare Wellness. This is my first workshop that I am teaching as Wild Hare Wellness
That's
rather than
awesome.
like as my own self. Because like as I move forward with like opening the studio and everything, I'm like kind of changing from just being like a teacher at Breathe to
Right.
like teaching as Wild Hare Wellness.
That's awesome.
Because that's where my class is going to be at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like our
It's like
monthly
your
workshop.
debut as
Yeah,
the-
it's a debut workshop. I kind of tested it out last month, but as myself, and now we're gonna kind of move into that. But yeah, Wild Hare Wellness is on Instagram, and there is a lot more that I'll have, you know, be able to say like in the future.
Yeah,
Like
for
I just
sure.
gotta wait for I gotta sign that lease, you know. Like I'm talking to the landlords and stuff, but I gotta sign the lease before I can really say too much.
Well, we'll make sure we tag this in the post when we drop this episode so people can see this. So after you listen to this episode, you can go back to that post and you'll be able to go to the tag, see her page and all her activity on it. Dude, we wish you nothing but the best for this.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Thanks.
awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
this is super
Thanks.
sick.
It's
couldn't
exciting.
For real.
be a better person than ProYo on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Thanks, I'm gonna use that.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start hashtagging ProYo.
You won't
Like
do it.
we're all Wild Hare hashtag
We're
ProYo.
basically mental mentors to you right
mental
now.
mentors.
Like,
We're mentals.
Spiritual interior design.
That's
I
what I'm
honestly, I'm not
saying.
gonna lie. I really like that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Okay. So it's a weird. Do you guys know about like the enneagrams or whatever?
yep.
No, you don't.
Nope.
Okay. Whatever. Okay, that's a whole nother yoga. Like that's what I'm saying. It's another
Yeah.
subgenre.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're the idea guys. We're nothing more than idea guys. You tell us something, we got
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out for sure.
ProYo.
ProYo.
You know what I'm saying? We're going with it.
We're going.
That's
Running
funny.
with it. Well, thank you so much
Yeah, thank
again,
y'all.
for real. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the fuck up out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. Yee 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 yee.